title. Because league title is doesn't depend on a moment, doesn't depend on the best team normally win the title. Maybe in Turkey no, maybe in Turkey no, but normally the best team win the title. And if you remember, for example, our titles in Chelsea, be top of the league since the first match until the match, this kind of thing. But then the Champions League is what becomes, let's say, eternal.
Yeah.
Eternal, you know, you have a huge CV, but your Champions League is your Champions League. You know, I have my tattoos. I don't have the Premier League tattooed.
Oh wow, okay.
I have the Champions League.
Of all time.
Mbappe, Ronaldo. That's one. I know everybody's expecting me to say Messi. Messi is hard. I'll say Messi, man.
Yeah. Who are you thinking of? There was someone on the top of your mind. Who are you thinking of saying?
Man, I'm of Tevez, man.
Yeah.
Especially, especially when it was in Man U. Then he went to Manchester City. At the time, heavy on PS2, man. I love Tevez.
That wouldn't be a lot of people's answer, but no one would have been upset at you for saying Tevez.
I mean, like the PS2 days, you could shoot the shot from the middle if you're
on
playing
Pro
PS.
Evo,
Yeah.
Or on FIFA.
Yeah, on
Pro
FIFA.
Evo, you could score. Adriano was a cheat code.
Literally, Schwarzenegger, they're all them.
You know ball.
Yeah.
Teammate you ever had?
I've been spoiled during my career. With Kaká, I had so many years. I think we did 6 years together. And probably with Kaká, I had the best natural connection that only got better over time, to a point where we didn't have to talk anymore and just look at each other and do things.
Still a Champions League.
League title. Because league title is doesn't depend on a moment, doesn't depend on one crucial thing. The best team normally win the title. Maybe in Turkey no, maybe in Turkey no, but normally the best team win the title. And if you remember, for example, our titles in Chelsea, be top of the league since the first match until the last match, this kind of thing. But then the Champions League is what becomes, let's say, eternal.
Yeah.
Eternal, you know, you have a huge CV, but your Champions League is your Champions League. You know, I have my tattoos. I don't have the Premier League tattooed.
to a point where we didn't have to talk anymore and just look at each other and do things.
They ask me a question like, who's the best player I've ever seen in my life? You cannot say who have I watched play. Yes, I can give reference to that very well. But I like to say it's like a real record now, it's real. But very welcome to today's edition of the Sports Republic Show on your TV screen, on your mobile as well, as we talk this into the biggest fears and uncertainty concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria and other interesting sports stories on the show. My name is Kizuke, and many thanks for joining us this new day. We are Voice of the People TV Lagos, Nigeria. Let's start with the respect news. There is a news out there yesterday on the show. I recall I did tell you about the ongoing saga about one man who was talked a lot. You know, Jamie Carragher never won the Premier League but won the Champions League. And he said a lot. He said no matter how Mo Salah plays, no matter how good he can be, even if he tends to win all the league in the world, just maybe, right, you will not clinch on the Ballon d'Or because you're from Egypt. We'll bring you all of those stories on the show, but quickly, let's tell you, one man has joined the news. Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has joined the growing list of football figures condemning Jamie Carragher's claim that AFCON does not carry the same prestige as one of the international tournaments. The Liverpool legend sparked backlash after suggesting that if Mohamed Salah won AFCON, it wouldn't significantly boost his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or. Speaking of Sky Sports, Jamie Carragher argued that Salah was having a season comparable to Lionel Messi. That's comparable to Lionel Messi and also Cristiano Ronaldo at their peak, but faced a major obstacle in the Ballon d'Or race. However, he dismissed AFCON as not a major tournament, a remark that has since drawn widespread criticism. Several African football stakeholders swiftly responded, calling out that they perceived as a dismissive attitude towards the continent's most prestigious competition. Now, former Egyptian international Ahmed El Hamadi, will bring his post later on, a two-time AFCON winner, was among the first players to react. He fired back at Jamie Carragher on X, writing. We'll bring you that one from El Hamadi, what he said about Jamie. That's what you have on your screen. You can see that for yourself. It's really worth coughing. It's worth coughing again. I cough on this story. Now, I tell you, Jamie Carragher don't know what a major tournament is because he's never won one AFCON. He's never won one. AFCON is a major tournament. So proud to have won it twice. So you can see that on your post. Now, on your screen, better word. Nigeria made Musa the country's most capped player and a 2013 AFCON winner. Also responded with a powerful statement. And he posted a picture of himself holding the AFCON trophy on X with a simple but pointed caption, AFCON, respect. Now, Liverpool Mohamed Salah also reaffirmed his pride in representing Egypt at the AFCON and his desire to win the competition. That what you have on your screen was what the AFCON, I don't know, I must give credit to the man who is really in charge of the social media for the AFCON update. You know why? This one was later posted as of yesterday and major. The first one that he posted or that they posted was major tournament. So just because it's getting more interesting every day, this is the first post you can see on your screen. This is the first one from CAF, major tournament, and later, it was not long, let's see the second one that the CAF posted. And CAF brought the next one and said major. So I must commend the man who is on this job. I must commend CAF for this one. This is like a diss for me, the highest of its respect, disrespectful one. But Salah, you need to know, has said it all. He said it's a great feeling every time you step onto the field with international jersey, national team jersey. I cannot take it for granted. I want to win this competition. I would love to win it. Salah has played in 4 AFCON tournaments, reaching the finals in 2017 and 2021, but has yet to lift the trophy. Egypt remains the most successful nation in AFCON history with 7 titles, and the recent was back in 2010. Now, let's talk about former Manchester United Rio Ferdinand. He came to say this. Now, Rio Ferdinand also weighed in, arguing and urging in more recognition on the tournament. That's the post from Ferdinand, and he said, AFCON needs more respect. It matters and Federation need to do more to highlight this. Ask the likes of Mo Salah, Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, Abedi Pele, Eto'o Fields, what it means. And that's the post from, talking about Rio Ferdinand. He shared this video on his podcast on X, disputing Jamie Carragher's comment. But let me tell you, the 2023 AFCON was hosted and won by Cote d'Ivoire. That was the Ivorians. And that was the most successful edition, drawing 2.2 billion views, like video views, and broadcasting in 171 territories, including new markets like Brazil, Russia, India, and Italy. But I must tell you, that's like a 65% increase. They reported a 65% increase in sponsorship revenues, while taking revenues such as astonishing 800% compared to the 2021 edition. Now, with Morocco set to host, the next one, I must tell you, next year, expectations are even higher. The North African nation plans to utilize 9 venues across 6 host cities, promising another landmark tournament. So that's a great one for the African South. Now, is what really taking a deep breath, right? I don't know what you make about the AFCON, but I like to say this. We need to respect what we have, respect what is due. You need to understand that this is the tournament meant for Africans. But I think more like we say the Africans really respect the European tournament so much. So if a Jamie Carragher, who I don't want to say he does not know what the major tournament is, because he's a Champions League winner, 2005 with Liverpool under Benitez. Gerrard stole the show against AC Milan. We know the story. 3-1 coming back to, getting it right. But he's the one who is causing a whole lot of controversial talk on social media now. And you can imagine those who are also British like him, talking about Mika Richards and Rio Ferdinand, are optimistic and saying, Jamie Carragher, you don't have to say this. But let's talk about our very own player. He's being optimistic that Nigeria will make it to the World Cup. Victor Osimhen, Super Eagles striker Osimhen, has stated that the team will take each game of the 2025 African Cup of Nations one step at a time. Nigeria has been drawn in the Group C alongside Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania. Speaking with the BBC report, the Napoli star emphasized that playing against African teams presents a unique challenge. Now, this one is true, but when you see the group, when you look at the group the way it is, the Nations Cup time, we struggled a bit to qualify, but not really in the start. Now, when you look at the World Cup grouping now, and then the World Cup qualifier grouping, where you have Uganda, you have Tanzania, you have Tunisia, you have Nigeria. When you look at this one you have on your screen, you will say it's all about Nigeria. They would make it to the World Cup. But we might be the biggest fish. But don't forget, the second country you're seeing on that list, on that board, on that drawing, on that report, is the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia, the North African side. They might not be so fantastic in the last 10 years, or maybe just the last 6 years, but at this point, we need to give them that respect. And not just give them respect, we need to be very optimistic and do it right so we can come out of this one very right. If you ask questions and say, bro, tell me, in all of this group, who would make it out? Many people will say Nigeria. By name, by beauty-wise of the game, qualities of the game, you give it to Nigeria. But do you want to talk about the way the game is? On African shows, a lot of people are now saying we don't have any meanings anymore. But I like what Osimhen is saying. Let's take this game beat by beat, just as it unfolds, the way it comes. Don't rush in on this one. Play Rwanda and Kigali, get the result done, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, any result, but winning is cool. Then you hold on that one. You come to Nigeria and you play against Zimbabwe. When you get it right, you wait for the South African guys, and then I think we can go on from here. So let's give the Super Eagles all of the support that they need. But let's tell you more. There's a comparison story out here. Super Eagles legend Sunday Mba has suggested that Ademola Lookman will walk into Chelle'S starting lineup. You know Mba now. You know him, right? Sunday Mba, the man who played Australia in the MPFL side. You know him. You will not forget about this guy in a hurry. You know his story, 2013. You know what he did. We know. I mean, I can't forget about Sunday Mba in a hurry. Everybody knows how good he was during his time, how he forced his way into the team. But he has suggested that Ademola Lookman will walk into Chelsea's starting lineup ahead of a potential summer move. Lookman's future at Atalanta is up in the air after recent comments made by Gianpiero Gasparini, the boss. Lookman and Gasparini relationship have remained strained ever since the Atalanta boss publicly criticized the Nigerian player in missing a penalty, a crucial one against Club Brugge. Now, in the aftermath of the tense situation, several Nigerians have called Lookman to leave the club this summer. A sentiment threatened by transfer expert Fabrizio Romano reports that Atalanta are prepared for an exit. As far as potential destination is concerned, Nigeria legend Sunday Mba believes that the 27-year-old Ademola Lookman will be a perfect fit for Chelsea, good fit for Chelsea's system under manager Enzo Maresca. Sunday Mba also believes that Lookman will be the Blues' best player, with only Cole Palmer coming very close. Now, speaking to African reports, Africa Foot, Sunday Mba said, with all due respect, Ademola Lookman is better than any other Chelsea player, with the possible exception of Cole Palmer. Lookman fits perfectly into the team and will be an instant hit. Chelsea would also improve massively in the final third, but with his contract, it wouldn't cost them much, he added. So Lookman has been on fire, everybody knows, since joining Atalanta, contributing 49 goals and 23 assists, 107 appearances. Okay, I have this comment. Forget about South Africa. His name is Balance. I have this comment already. That's why you got me. Back to me, please. Now, I saw this one. I was supposed to give more stories about Lookman, but I saw this one that says forget about South Africa. His name is Balance. And I don't know if you're South African. I'd like you to tell me from here if you're a Nigerian or I don't know. But if you're a South African, it's cool. You can tell me. If you're a Nigerian, tell me. If you're not from any of this part, still tell me. And tell me why you say forget about South Africa. Are you saying it's a walk in the park? Or are you saying it's not anywhere close, that Nigeria would not beat South Africa? So I don't know where you're coming from. But I think I have a lot of people who are from the South African side that follow the show very well. A lot of them are saying, Kizike, forget about Nigeria and South Africa. Nigeria and South Africa is done. So, Balance, I think you owe me an explanation. Tell me what you mean about this so we can talk more. On the YouTube comment section, we get more. Now, away from that story, there's a big one that's out here about the Super Eagles, and I'm so sorry to share some of this news with you. I'm very sorry because not be now we want the USA players get injury, not be now. Player not be now. This is like the crucial time of them all. This is where we expect Nigeria to be on their A game. Every player skipping their self, but you're not God. You know, as at 5-6 months ago, we were here in the studio talking about how fit we want the game to be played in Kigali. Next one in Zimbabwe. But now stories are everywhere. Bad news everywhere. Nigerian players in a shambolic injury display, disarray. I don't know. The more we are doing well, the more some players are going off. Now, some of those players going off are not just mere players. They are key players. But let me tell you this one. Head coach of the senior national team of Nigeria, Eric Ekuchel, has made 3 potential changes to the list of players called up for their upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, respectively. Chell will be in charge of the Super Eagles for their first time in March when they play both games. That's the first time he will be managing the team. And the build-up of the game has left him worried with 4 key players facing the risk of missing the games. I'll tell you the list of those players you don't want to imagine. That's the one you have on your screen. Very, very impactful player. Plays for Lazio against Venezia with this injury. He tried to force it. He did not work. And the manager got him off. That's Fisayo Dele Bashiru. Now, but Captain William Troost-Ekong hasn't played for Saudi side, talking about Al Khaloud, in the last 2 games after going out injured in the first game against Al Araba in the 14th of February. He is facing a race against time to be fit for both games. And I tell you, top striker Victor Osimhen, another one again. We'll know the extent of the knock he suffered while in action for Galatasaray in their 0-0, you can say 0-0 draw against Fenerbahce. According to head coach Okan Buruk, he's another one whose presence isn't guaranteed yet. Osimhen, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see Osimhen out of this team. I don't see. I'm really feeling bad. All of these players who you heard me call, they are good. But I've looked at the Super Eagles and the way we've been oftentimes. If there's no Fisayo Dele Bashiru, there is an Iwobi who is also like the first choice. But Fisayo has depth. Fisayo has energy more than Iwobi, you know, on that midfield advancing role. But, you know, talk about scheming of the game, talking about the flares and what have you. Iwobi's got it. Pass accuracy, Iwobi's excellent. Skill-wise, excellent. So, but Lazio play this man as a box-to-box like a number 10, but he has the energy to retain the game. But let me talk about Osimhen. Why I feel so bad about Osimhen. Yes, Troost-Ekong will be a blow if he misses out a very big blow. But I want to talk about Osimhen first because we've seen games where Osimhen is not involved in the Super Eagles shirt, not involved in the lineup, they struggle. If you say Osimhen is proud, then why will he not be proud? None of these guys who are chasing him are even living up to expectations so far. Those invited. I'm not talking about the players that are yet to be called to the team later on. The Aroko Dari, not all those guys, not the Orban. No, I'm talking about the Awoniyi, the Terry Murphy, the Onacho, the Boniface. None of these guys is close. So Osimhen will be a very big miss if he misses out of the game against Rwanda. And that will be a very bad blow for the new coach who wants to see Osimhen play for the first time. Osimhen said, we've had a conversation, we've met. I know his philosophy of the game is cool. I want to play to see that we get to the World Cup. But now, that Osimhen got a knock against Fenerbahce Mourinho's side. And I'm praying, but how far can I pray? How much can you pray that he returns back to the team peacefully, successfully, and injury-free? But that knock will let you know the extent of the injury. According to the coach, he said he will give us updates about that one. Already, we have midfielder ruled out. Fisayo Dele Bashir is out. In the centre back, we have Simi Ajayi out. He's been ruled out. Now, with both games with their respective clubs, confirming that they are set for a spell on the sideline. So you have a Trust Ekong out. Bad news. For now, we still have to give you an update about that. We have a Simi Ajayi out. So these guys are central defenders. What have you? Olisanda is back. That's the good news. Now, you begin, Osho is also there. But these guys I'm calling, they are good players, but have they been part of the national team for a long time? No. Do you want to go bring Kenneth Omeruo? I know Calvin Bassey played yesterday. His results was good. Fulham away from home was nice. But it will be a very big blow for Nigeria Super Eagles if it continues this way. But a chieftain of the Nigerian Football Federation, talking about the NFF chieftain, says the situation has forced the coach to make 3 changes to the squad for both games, including handing the first-time call-up to a midfielder whose identity wasn't revealed at the time of this report. So we don't know who that is at this point. But let me quickly get back to the comment section. Very soon we go on a quick break, just like a short one. When we return, it will be time for us to do analysis about the comments that you've been dropping and you've been bringing on the show. And then we can talk that through and just analyze it. And also, I got this one to say is from Balance. Say, what I actually meant is that as a South African, we are aware. Oh, he's a South African man. He said, we are aware of the opportunity right in front of our eyes. And he said, I have 200% respect for Nigeria. I like this one. But he said, but we won't give them an early passage to America. We are ready. I like to have a chit chat with you. Do you mind? Do you mind, opening the phone lines for you on the show? Because even though I don't really do that on the show, but if you want, if you're cool with that, just let me know in the comment section. We can open those lines so you can tell me what the South Africans are making about that very big game. I love the fact that you respect Nigeria. I love the fact that you're saying it's a 200% respect for Nigeria. And that's how big the Super Eagles are. Also, we still give due respect to the Bafana of South Africa. We know their story. We know how far they've come. We know the legends they have on the side. As at that point, the Mark Fish, the McCarthy, good players, Quentin Fortune, we give them the respect. But on this note, we go on a very quick break, just a quick one. When we return, it will be time for us to give you the comment analysis of the games and everything you said about on the show, on the Super Eagles story. Don't go anywhere. We analyze that. And what is really raising controversial talks, what is really happening right now, what people are saying that is more of the talk is about Ahmed Musa's inclusion. Some are also very furious, like, we need a Lookman, we need a Musa in our team. Some are saying we don't need him in our team. But then, do you want to see all the comments that you brought on the show? Keep them coming as well. But we just have to analyze this one on this day so you can see. But going on the break, we're not just leaving you that way. We'll just leave you with a short one about Rema, the Nigerian artist. Ask question about who is your best, blah, blah, blah. And after Rema, we'll bring you another one from Clarence Sidor. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Three best footballers of all time.
Mbappe, Ronaldo. That's one. I know everybody's expecting me to say Messi. Messi is hard. I'll say Messi, man.
Yeah. Who are you thinking of? There was someone on the top of your mind. Who are you thinking of saying?
Man, I was really a huge fan of Tevez, man.
Yeah.
Especially when it was in Man U. Then he went to Manchester City. At the time, heavy on PS2, man. I love Tevez.
That wouldn't be a lot of people's answer, but no one would have been upset at you for saying Tevez.
I mean, like PS2 days, you could shoot the shot from the middle if you're
on
playing
Pro
PS.
Evo,
Yeah.
Or on FIFA.
Yeah, on
Pro
FIFA.
Evo, you could score. Adriano was a cheat code.
Literally, Schwarzenegger, they're all them.
You know ball.
Yeah.
League title or Champions League?
League title. Because league title is doesn't depend on a moment, doesn't depend on one crucial thing. The best team normally win the title. Maybe in Turkey no. Maybe in Turkey no. But normally the best team win the title. And if you remember, for example, our titles in Chelsea, be top of the league since the first match until the last match, this kind of thing.
Okay, so we know who's the greatest, who's the best, and all of that. That's Mourinho alongside John Obi Mikel. They play together, they won trophies together. That's just what it is. Welcome back from that quick break. It is on this note that we talk about your comments and we get them just as it unfolds, bit by bit. And I told you on the show, what's really raising big controversial talk now is, do you want Ahmed Musa included in the national team of the Super Eagles under Eric Ekuchel? That's just what it is. But we go with the first comments. Let's have them coming as it unfolds, and then we analyze that on the show. All right, now back to the comments. Let's start having them rolling. Okay, so this one is this. This one says, your analyst in white should also know. I'm going to just explain all of these things while I talk about them. He said your analyst in white should know Maduka is having issues. Eric Chair would not like to get involved at the moment unless everything is okay. Then this one, okay, let me see. This one says, I'll leave that middle one. I think I have it full. This one says, Edna, you are not good analyst. Moses is very good player. Only you don't like Moses. So that's when we had an analyst who we're talking about, Victor Moses. Moses Simon involved in the team. What more comment do we have? Let's get him have come in. Okay, so another comment there. This one says, at the end of the day, guys, it's simple. Win all your remaining games and we will see you at the World Cup. Lose or draw one, it's over. It's easy to understand and it's hard. And it's not hard. The rest is irrelevant. You can see that. So I like to talk about James Smith, XG4VZ. He said, this comment, before we go to the next one, let me quickly analyze this. Yes, what he has said is not wrong. If Nigeria wants to make it to the World Cup, a draw is not an option. A draw is not an option. A losing of the game is not an option. All you need to do is win all your games. If Nigeria Super Eagles win all their games, trust me, they would make it to the World Cup come Canada, America, like you call USA and Mexico. So this one is very nice to say. It's not the only option we have is like it's the do or die. Win all your games. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. If you can get all 1-0, bro, you are in for a ride. Let's go. What more do I have there on the comment section? I will keep bringing them, getting the full. And this one says, okay, Musa is not good for the team, please. Hey, he's not good for the team. People don't want Ahmed Musa in the national team. They're tired of him. They want him to go. Okay, what more is there? Let's see. Okay, this one says, aside the wastage of players, aside the wastages of paying for avoidable hotel bills, it makes more sense for the new coach to live locally anywhere in Nigeria. Let me explain this one. This one's about Eric Ekuchel, a new apartment in Abuja. That's Asokoro, I guess, yes. Now, the coach of the Nigerian side will be living in Nigeria because a lot of people are saying, we don't have to, this man, he must live in Nigeria, he must oversee games. This one is not arguing. It's not Ogenatro. Ogenatro did not do the Nigerian thing. What's the name? Pesero, these both managers lived. Ogenatro, you know how long he stayed? Like he's the longest serving manager, like foreign manager that we've ever had. But all this time on the job, you can imagine our money will not even say, I don't want to say our money will not get, but they're saying our money will not get. That's the word I'll use. Ogenatro, all the time we've been saying our coach, now hotel to sleep. Ogenatro, he never did, this is my house, this is my home. So he was doing hotel. Who was paying the bills? Where was the money coming from? So let's even give some credit to Eric Chair, on this one. Also, Pesero too was doing hotel things. These guys I'm talking about, we're not logic, we're not When they are in Nigeria, it's a hotel. And they can't pay their bills. Of course, they work for the federation. They should pay the bills. That's NFF. Where's the money coming from? All right, let's go. Let's have more comments on that very one. Let's have more. Getting it full so we can see. All right. This one says, he numbered it. I think that's also number 3 later on. He said, why on earth are we still talking about Ahmed Musa? He's a legend of the game. However, he's past his time in the Super Eagles. Musa X Factor. And he said, hey. Okay. He also said, also, let's address these things about integrating home-based players. I will just pose a few questions. Possibly, he's asking those questions to me. Okay. And he said, let me see. Okay. How are the MPFL team performing in CAF competitive tournaments? That's a big question. Second one, he said, why is an average academy player in Nigeria more likely to move abroad than an average MPFL player? Are you seeing this one? These things are, it's not ironical questions, but I think these are questions that need to be pointed out to the Nigerian Football Federation. And the third one, he said, in the current Super Eagles team, they are more foreign-born to tell you the quality they bring to the team. For the homegrown, ask yourself, how many of them came through the MPFL? And he said, Osime, Chukwueze, Bruno Onyemechi, Simon, that's Moses Simon, better word, and Seydou Sanusi. We go there here. Oh. That's the emoji. Now, what more do I have on those comments? We keep them coming. You know, it's a whole lot of comments. We need to analyze them on the show today. Now, this one says, Aworo, what's the name? Aworu Oluwatobo. Oh, okay, Oluwatobo. Yeah, that's the name, I guess. Sorry, I think I get your name right. I'm sorry. He said, support inclusion of Musa 100% in the qualifier. His experience and intensity kind of play is great. How I wish we can set up front play of Musa, Moses, Osime, Lookman play behind Osime. Okay, I understand. So you have a Lookman, you have a Musa, possibly behind the left or right. Any of them can go. Moses Simon, okay, Musa is very comfortable by the left, though. It's very placey. Moses Simon by the right and Osime up front. Then Lookman play like a number 8. I really understand. And he said victory will be sure. Okay, that's your opinion. What more do I have? Let's get them coming on the comment sections. This one says, Bobo, I like your count. Okay, I like you. Count me as your followers. Thank you so much. Wasiu, I see you. Thank you so much. Let's go one more. Let's go. This one say you forget. Okay, yes. This one is about when we talked about the best right backs with the number 2 jersey. And he said you forget Chidi Odia and Ruben Agbola. I understand. I'm sorry. I just called Yobo Ola Aina, and then I can't recall the other name I called again. There's one other guy that I called. Okay, it's Okparaku. Yes. This one says invest and travel to Dubai. He says I love your vibe. Thank you so much. And this one says Yobo or nothing. And this one says you talk well. Thank you so much. What more do I have? Let's keep them coming. And yes, this one says guys should be truthful. Moses Simon is a very consistent. Okay, he's very consistent in Nigeria. He had the highest of assists. That's number of assists. I mean, he said. Now, in the last Nations Cup qualifier, played 5 games and assisted 3 times. Let's talk with facts, please. In the current Super Eagles players, no one has more assists than him. That's true. Absolutely true. I see you. Ikenna Bernard. He said no one has more assists than him. Go and verify. We know what he's doing with the NAN side. He's doing well on the Ligue 1 side. He said he delivers for club and country consistently. And one says, Joe Phil says, Oga, I love what you said, that he's running around the field. This guy is minus 25 players if being invited. Well, that's about, when we talk about Sadiq Kumar. I recall it was my man on the show saying that. One more, let's keep going. Yes. All right. This one says your analyst is, okay, your analyst, oh, I think we've had this before. We had this coming before. If there's any more, I think there are quite more of them we had. Okay, this one says, Bolaji, stop the hate. Stanley has been doing well. That's Stanley Wabale. Okay, so the saga, why you see us talk about this, I'll tell you, I'll explain for you. This is just that part where we talk about Stanley Wabale saying, should he be the man to man the post? Because at this point in time, Stanley Wabale is mentally not okay. When I mean mentally, don't get me wrong, not the other way. Like, mentally not fit on the game. We've seen the havoc he has caused in the in the club side, Chippa United for some games. So he's a good goalkeeper in the South African side, the PSL League. No disrespect to that man. But at this point in time, it wasn't so bad news that in a short period of time, less than 2 months, he lost both parents. So I think he needs rest psychologically, physically, possible spiritually. Now, the other one says, Sado Peter says, hope our beautiful coach and manager, Eric Chell, is listening. I guess that's what he was trying to say. While the Kamabasi, a good and modern defender. Full stop. I talked about that. And this one says, okay, let's go. Let's have more comments. Yeah, more comments on the show. Okay, this one says, Dele Bashiru, I presume he was trying to say, is the beast of footballers who can change any football match result for the good of his team. You can see that in Libya and South Africa matches. Okay, you can see that in Libya. Okay, full stop. And this one says, other comments, very educational show. Please keep it up. Thank you so much. And this one asks a question like saying, any update on Tino and Joreen? Okay, there's no update about that, man. NFF is still doing Shakara. Now, what more do I have? Let's go. All right, wow. This one says, I was shocked to learn just how many players Nigeria has in leagues all over the world. The depth is crazy. I'll tell you, he said, as a South African, I'm having two South African guys on the show now. I can confirm. His name is Mr. Mang, okay, 9517. And also I have Balance on the comment section. I see them coming. I'm going to I'll talk to you about that as well. Thank you so much. And let's go with this one again. He said, I was shocked to learn just how many players Nigeria has in leagues all over the world. The depth is crazy. As a South African, I want Nigeria to be at the World Cup as best runner-up. Okay, with the emoji, I understand. And he said, watch out for Bafana. Our depth is astonishing. 2, make sure you win the next 2 games. We will show no mercy. And I like this story. He said, great passion, man. Keep it coming. Now, this one I want to talk about is, bring this to me before we go to the next one. Let me say, let's go back. Let's be factual. Let's be realistic. Let's say the truth. Let's speak it out. When you check the World Cup qualifiers, you know that Nigeria seems to be the better side. But you check the, the qualifiers is the, what I mean, the World Cup qualifiers is quite different. I'm talking about now the group where we are at this point in time. When you look at the games to be played, not the AFCON, not the Tunisia, it's another one. I'm talking about the World Cup qualifier where we have Rwanda, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, South Africa, Benin Republic. When you have the side, when you talk about that one, when you look at that log very well, you will understand and you say the truth. South African side, if not Nigeria, are the side that has one big depth that we cannot take away. You saw the Nations Cup. I mean, half of the team starting for Hugo Bros was Mamelodi Sundowns player. So it's like you're literally playing against a club side. And that's how big they are. So South Africans, are they threats? Yes. That's why we always say on the show, Nigeria need to win what? Win that first game against Rwanda, March 21. After that game, make sure you win Zimbabwe days later. Then wait for South Africa and get fit because they know Teboho, McKenna, these guys are very good. They know that they have a team. Not just about the players now. It's not about the big names now. Quality-wise, big names-wise, Nigeria #1. But about teamwork. Bro, even Benin Republic self get team. Fear them. So what are we not saying? Let's go more comments. All right. Keep them coming. Okay, so this one says, yes. Okay. Good. This one says, I think the NFF chairman, Gusau, should not interfere with Chelle'S choice of players because Sadiq Umar, if he's invited, is a mockery to the Nigerian 2026 World Cup qualification bid campaign. It is absolutely absurd to blockade potential invitees with a player like Sadiq Umar. We need the best players now. Let's be serious now. We can't go to the World Cup with an average player like Sadiq when we have players like Serial Desas, Shuba Akom. In fact, we will be in good stead with Osimhen and Desas up front with support from Ademola Lookman. These 3 guys can wreck any team anywhere. Okay, that's all. Joseph Akalwe, I see you. I understand what you're trying to do here. It's a big fight. Now, what more? Oh, this one say, honestly, NFF is a problem of Nigerian football, as we said. And for us to make it to the World Cup, they shouldn't interfere with the coach selection. True or false? True. Okay, one more. Keep going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's just take wild time with this. And this one says, if Ahmed Musa is named in that squad, now God, go. You can see what he's saying. I don't want to use this word. I don't want to say it. Not like I'm not talking, but I don't want to talk. You know, see how he say, if Ahmed Musa is named in that squad, Now God go, dash NFF. That's what he said. And Musa being the most selfish and greediest player ever. That's what I was trying to say. All right. Well, let's see how it goes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What the? Okay, the F word. And he said, are you talking about? That's to me actually though. He said, Musa can be included if we make it to the World Cup. Okay. Yes, I remember. I recall on the show when I talked about saying Ahmed Musa should not be part of the show at this point in time. He's a very good player. He's got the urgency. He's got the spirit. He's got everything. But I'm just saying, you can bring him back to the team. But I'm just saying, more of the players who should be involved in this one are those guys who have done it from the AFCON perspective. No disrespect to Musa. Anytime he comes back to the team, he's the captain of the side. He will still get to play his own game. He's a fantastic player during his time. The most capped Nigerian player. I respect him a lot. But I'm only saying this is not a time for trial. This is a time for results being out. But I said it on the show, and I said, if we can make it to the World Cup, we need leaders like Ahmed Musa. Why am I saying this? One of the stories of this is that we saw when the Italian guys won the World Cup. Did you see the story? Christian Vieri missed out. I'm so sorry. But Totti was part of that team. He was a leader, and he played a crucial role. Now, so he's saying, what the? Okay, are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. All right, I said, why are you Nigerians like this? There are so many young Nigerian talents around the world. We need to build for the future and stop this nonsense. Nigeria needs no invitation to the Musa needs no invitation to the national team ever again. Well, you're saying that's your opinion. If he's going to be part of the team, you might not be able to do anything about that. NFF has the power to do that. But my point remains, and it's clear. We know we need players to be back to the team. We know, but at this point, you see these two games, not be ready to do trial. Not with these two games, you say, we'll call Aroko Dari, call those future players. It's not now. These guys need to play together, but not when it's at the detriment of the nation. Let's go with more comments. Keep them coming. Let's go more. Okay, yes, this one says you need experience in the team. They are right. How many of these players in that list have ever played in the World Cup? Musa has played in the World Cup. That's the story. And that's why he's supporting what I'm saying. Okay, so Super Eagles is a very big team. Super Eagles is a big team. They are not supposed to just participate in both AFCON and the World Cup. They are supposed to compete. I guess that's what you're trying to say. Okay, so one more. Let's go. I see you. I just say, Musa, okay now. When I know the hear word, add Mikel, add Martins, add Ideye, add Anaz, in fact, add Finidi and Amunike. I guess it's making mockery of what I'm saying or what Nigerians are saying about that. All right, let's go one more. Oh, this is for that Lookman story. This one says on this, Gasparini did not do anything for Ademola Lookman. Please, you guys should stop the insult. Ademola rep England at the FIFA Under-21 where he shined like a million stars. Do you know what it takes to make any English football team as a black man? Well, racist. Okay, he said yes, he went through some testing times. Thank God he came out of it stronger. Even during that trying times, he was able to join multiple teams because of his talent. Besides, it will be unfair to Ademola Lookman and his family to overlook all the prayers, vigils, fasting, and etc. He said, plus Ademola Lookman's personal hard work and discipline and the grace of God to say one funny old Italian coach that had won nothing before built Ademola Lookman to be a good player. It is wrong. Victor Osimhen went through similar problems before he became a global star at Napoli. So can anyone give the credit to Napoli coach? That's like a question. He said, such credit can only be given to a coach who turns a defender into a striker or DM into a defender or an underage player, raw player into a very good player. I like to talk about this, and this is how we end on the show. Now, what are you making on this one? Are you saying, well, I'm not going to, I don't want to, it's not a banter, but I want to correct so you know. In football, we have what they call man management, and we have managers that can manage the game. Now, Lookman has been fantastic. He has been that player with one club season play. He does not like to settle for less. We know his story in Charlton. We know his story at Leicester, Everton, Leipzig, in Germany. All of these things, he was trying to find his footing. Well, so where is Gasparini coming into this talk? I presume, I recall, it was when I said something, and that's why you're saying this. And let me tell you what I meant. I'm not saying Gasparini made him a good player. I'm saying Gasparini made him a better player. And I'll explain what I mean. Now, man management-wise, Gasparini was the reason why Lookman was able to stay and win that Europa. Do you recall that before that season, before the Europa, Lookman was almost about leaving the club? He wanted to do that one season thing he always do. And this manager had to keep him. That's the man management I'm talking about. And that Lookman is an African best today. was one of the reasons. So when you hear him talk, you also know, you get credit. Did you listen to Did you listen to the talks when he won the award? He said it to his team, his coach, because he played an integral role, and that's what happens. Flamini is one example. He left Arsenal. Where is he today? Later on, so making the right call, managing players, and telling them to stay in club side at the right time, not to leave when it's not time. At this point, the vision is high. Loudest, he can leave. He has won it in Bergamo. He's the king of Bergamo. He has done so well for himself, and that's what it is. So, well, I hope you understand. Now, quickly wrapping up on the show, let me go to a comment section today, and let me read. I think it's just about me and Balance on this one. Yeah, Balance from South Africa. He went as far as saying, we haven't lost a single game since Hugo Broos took over. Nigeria can only get a simple point in Bloemfontein. He said, Nigeria should just settle for second position on the group. He says, see, go to the comment section, you can see on my mobile is here. This is what a South African is saying to Nigerians. So now what we do ourselves? Now we put ourselves in this position. If they talk, I don't go argue with him because I was just saying his opinion. He said, we should just forget about that. He now said, you seems like a great guy. For that, I'm going to subscribe to your channel. Thank you so much. I wish I had my bell. I would have rang my bell for you on the show. But thank you so much, Balance, for being part of the show and also subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much. We can do this again tomorrow. I'll still be on the show. Same time, same place, same station. Nigerian time is 11 a.m. But I don't know, South African time, more Balance. Thank you so much for everyone who was watching this show or who has watched the show from home, anywhere, all over the world. Thank you so much. Tomorrow will be a very great day. I remain your host on the Sports Republic show. My name is Kizzy K, and I am the only football player without a jersey. Tomorrow, I'll see you. It will be a Thursday. Safe.